Hey guys, so today we saw the Starship test flight and it was amazing, exciting. I skipped class to watch it, so it was great. But as an amateur rocket scientist that builds rockets in his garage, I want to give you a little speculative analysis of what went down today. So before I begin, I would like to congratulate the SpaceX team on an amazing flight. It was incredible. I mean, that was just one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It takes a close second to Falcon Heavy booster landing. But let's begin. So about T-minus 40 seconds before launch, we get informed on the stream that the teams are working a pressurization issue. Now, when they say the teams are working an issue, what this actually means is that the teams are looking over the data they're getting and deciding if they can ignore it. And if they decide that it's good to go, they tell the rocket's flight computer, hey, ignore it, go anyway. Even though the rocket's flight computer is like flashing at them like, hey, this is a problem, you might want to look over this. They decide it's good to go. But this is a pressurization issue, and immediately after launch, we see that 2 engines are already out. Now, this could have been caused by pressurization, or it also could have been caused by the fact that that massive crater that Booster 7 dug under the orbital launch mount, all that debris has to go somewhere, right? And one of the places it can go is up. So that debris could have gotten launched up into the engine and destroyed those 2 engines before it even left the pad. Now, the reason why the flight the main reason the flight failed was because we saw the Starship second stage not separate from the booster. Now, the booster has these clamps on it, and these clamps at stage separation are supposed to be triggered, and they release, and they let the Starship fly off. The way this is supposed to happen is the main engine cut off. We're supposed to see the engine shut off, which they did. Everything performed well up until this point. And then we're supposed to see the booster start to flip around. But the Starship is supposed to separate right after it starts to flip. It's kind of like a catapult for the Starship. We didn't see that. The second stage stayed tight onto the first stage. Those clamps didn't release. Now, this brings up an impressive point. It's incredible that with all this load on the vehicle, it stayed in one piece until the flight termination system was activated. That's incredible. So after we see it flipping around for about a minute and a half, it reaches apogee of 39 kilometers, according to SpaceX's Twitter. Once we reach 39 kilometers, we're still flipping around, and then we start falling. And as the booster starts falling, at about 30 kilometers, somebody at range control finally decides it's time to hit the button and activate the flight termination system. And we see that the booster's flight termination system activates first, and then in short order, Starship's flight termination system is triggered, and the flight ends in a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. That was an exciting end of the flight. I mean, seeing stuff explode like that, it's pretty cool. Now, failures are part of the process that SpaceX uses. SpaceX likes to get things out onto the pad, blow them up, try again. Now, they said today that the main objective was to clear the tower, and everything after that was icing on the cake. So, really, this flight was a success. No matter what you see in the news, this flight gathered the data they needed, and this was a success. Now, it didn't reach the final objective, which was ultimately to splash down in Hawaii, but it's still pretty cool. So once again, congratulations to the SpaceX team on an amazing flight today. I'll see you all in the next video.